Do you want to be the best at what you do? If yes, then this summary is perfect for you. Think about it. You've been working hard for years, but no one seems to notice. You've put in effort, earned degrees, and learned new skills. Yet, you're still just average. Why is that? Is working hard all there is to it? Do only super talented people become experts? Or is there a secret that successful people know that others don't? Robert Greene says, no one is born an expert, but anyone can become one. But here's the question. How do you reach mastery? Is there a shortcut? Is practicing for 10,000 hours enough? Or is there more to it? This is answered in the book Mastery by Robert Greene. Mastery isn't just a book. It's like a guide that shows you how to become amazing at any skill or job. The writer, Robert Greene, is famous for understanding psychology, history, and power games. He has written popular books like The 48 Laws of Power, The Art of Seduction, and The 33 Strategies of War. But Mastery is his most special book because it shares steps anyone can follow to become number one. In this book, he explains how some of the greatest masters in history became so good. How did Leonardo da Vinci, who came from a poor family, become the world's best artist? How did Mozart show signs of being a genius at age 6? How did Albert Einstein break old rules to make big discoveries? How did Michael Faraday become one of the top scientists without even having a degree? And how did Steve Jobs change the world? Robert Greene found patterns in their lives that can help you become great too. These days, everyone wants shortcuts. Ways to get rich fast, succeed in 30 days, or win without working hard. But look at history. Leonardo da Vinci spent 10 years perfecting small details before painting the Mona Lisa. Michael Jordan practiced basketball for 6 hours every day, which is why he became the best. Einstein worked on his ideas for 20 years before coming up with the theory of relativity. These people weren't born special. They followed a pattern we call the path to mastery. If you think mastery is only for talented people, you're wrong. Robert Greene says, everyone has the ability to become great. It just needs to be brought out properly. But how? How do you find your true passion? How do you pick the right teacher and improve your skills? How do you practice smarter than just putting in 10,000 hours? How do you turn creativity and instinct into greatness? All these questions will be answered here. After reading this, you won't just understand mastery. You'll be able to use it in your life. You'll learn what the world's most successful people did to become legends. And most importantly, you'll start your journey to becoming the best in your field. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Find your passion. Life's work. Discover what you love. Do you really know what you want to do with your life? Imagine a train speeding forward, but the passengers on the train don't know where it's going. Now imagine you're on that train. People are getting off, others are boarding, and you're sitting there wondering, am I heading in the right direction? If your life feels like this, it means you haven't found your true purpose yet. The author says, if you don't know what to do, the world will tell you what you should do. But is there a way to figure out the right path for yourself? Does the journey to mastery start here? Is passion alone enough? Everyone tells you to follow your passion. But if success only came from passion, millions of people would reach the top easily. If mastery depended only on passion, everyone would love their jobs. The truth is, passion is just the beginning. Real purpose comes from digging deeper. The author explains how masters found their true purpose. Leonardo da Vinci didn't pay attention in school as a kid, but he loved drawing animals and machines. At 14, he started training with a master painter, but his curiosity went beyond painting. He explored everything deeply. That's why he wasn't just a painter, but also an engineer, scientist, and inventor. If he had stuck to painting as his only passion, he might never have reached mastery. Mozart began playing the piano at age 4 and wrote his first piece of music at 6. Was this all talent? No, his father was a music teacher who guided him in the right direction. Albert Einstein was an average student in school, but loved asking big questions like, what is time? And how does the universe work? His real purpose wasn't in math formulas, but in deep thinking. That's why he discovered the theory of relativity, which changed science forever. If Einstein had only focused on schoolwork, he might never have become a master. Now the question is, if you haven't found your purpose yet, how do you search for it? Is there a way to know what you should do? The author suggests 3 things. 1. Childhood memories. What did you enjoy most as a child? Did you ever lose track of time doing something? This could be your first clue to mastery. 2. Feedback from others. What do people often praise you for? Do they say you're naturally good at something? Maybe that's your true purpose. 3. Repeating interests. Look back at your life. Do you see any patterns? What keeps pulling you in? Maybe that's where your purpose lies. Start looking for your purpose today. Take a close look at your life. Grab a piece of paper and write, what did I love doing as a child? What excites me the most now? What do people compliment me on? Try new things. If you haven't found your purpose yet, explore everything. Learn new skills and test different areas. Turn your work into a game. Until you find your true purpose, treat every task as an experiment. Learn, fail, stand up again, and when you find your purpose, aim for mastery. By now, you've learned how the greatest masters found their true purpose, but knowing your purpose isn't enough. The next question is, can mastery be achieved through passion alone, or does it take the right approach? Is there a system to become great at any skill? The answer comes in the next chapter. Chapter 2, The Right Way to Learn. Everyone learns, but very few learn the right way. Picture 2 people learning the same skill. Both have the same talent, effort, and time invested. But after 10 years, one stays average while the other becomes the best in their field. Why? Did the second person have some magical talent? Did they work harder? Or did they use a method that set them apart? The author says the difference is in how you learn. Just learning a skill isn't enough. Learning it the right way is the first step toward mastery. That's why every successful person goes through a key phase: apprenticeship. What is apprenticeship? Nowadays, we think getting a degree or finishing a course makes us experts. But if that were true, every graduate would be a master. The truth is, real learning doesn't start in classrooms, but during apprenticeship. Apprenticeship means learning from someone who's already great, adopting their methods, and slowly building your own skills. Every master starts as an apprentice. Da Vinci spent years with his teacher Verrocchio. Michael Faraday worked for free with Sir Humphrey Davy to learn from him. Elon Musk learned rocket science, not in school, but directly from experts. The 3 stages of apprenticeship. The author explains that reaching mastery involves 3 stages of apprenticeship. Minor 1. Deep observation. First, just watch. Pay close attention to your teacher. Understand their methods without questioning or judging. Every master has hidden tricks. Try to spot them. For example, Benjamin Franklin started by reading and observing. He didn't announce he wanted to be a great writer. Instead, he read the best writers and studied their techniques. First, just watch and learn. Don't talk. 2. Deep practice. Skill building and practice. Watching isn't enough. You need to take action. Keep working on small skills. Learn from every mistake and keep improving. For example, Mozart wrote his first composition at age 6, but it wasn't perfect. He practiced for thousands of hours, made mistakes, learned, and gradually became a master. Learning doesn't happen through theory alone. It happens through constant practice. 3. Independent experimentation. Now you've learned from your teacher and practiced. It's time to create your own methods. This is where mastery gets close. For example, Pablo Picasso copied old masters at first, but became one of history's greatest artists when he developed his own style. Mastery happens when you adapt others' techniques into your own unique approach. Biggest mistakes in learning. 1. Wanting quick results. If you skip the learning process, you can't become a master. 2. Thinking you're too smart. If you argue with your teacher or think you know everything, you'll never grow. 3. Focusing only on theory. Reading books alone won't make you a master. Constant practice is needed for true mastery. Now start applying this in your life. 1. Find the right teacher for yourself. Follow the best people in the field you want to master. 2. At first, just learn. Ask fewer questions. Listen, watch, and understand. Don't rush. 3. Practice every day until you become an expert. Improve little by little. 4. Once you understand the basics, develop your own style. This is where real mastery begins. By now you've learned that learning correctly is the first big step on the path to mastery. But can someone become a master without a teacher? How do you choose the right teacher? How do the world's greatest leaders and business people learn from their mentors to become number one? The answer comes in the next chapter. Chapter 3. Learn from a teacher. Can anyone become a master without a teacher? Think about it. All the great leaders, scientists, artists, and business people had one thing in common: a teacher. Alexander the Great was guided by Aristotle. Elon Musk learned rocket science not in college, but from real experts, achieving mastery. Michael Jordan was turned into a basketball legend by his coach, Phil Jackson. Steve Jobs also learned from many great people throughout his life, which made him a revolutionary in technology. The author says, while mastery without a teacher is possible, it's extremely hard and takes much longer. If you try to learn everything on your own, you'll make mistakes and take 10 times longer. A good teacher can speed up your growth tenfold. Why teachers are important? These days, people think, I don't need a teacher, I'll figure it out myself. But learning the wrong way is worse than not learning at all. Teachers save you from mistakes, keep you on track, and prepare you for real-life challenges. Without a teacher, you might give up in just a few days. If you want to grow quickly, you'll need a teacher. How did the world's greatest masters learn from their teachers? 1. Benjamin Franklin's secret learning trick. Franklin wasn't naturally talented at writing, but wanted to become a great writer. He didn't take formal classes, but used the best writers as his teachers. Every day he read their books, studied their styles, and kept improving. Within a few years, he became one of America's most influential writers. If you can't find a teacher in person, study the books and works of the best people in your field deeply. 2. Michael Faraday's unique apprenticeship. Faraday came from a poor family and didn't have fancy degrees, but he loved science. So he decided to make Sir Humphrey Davy his teacher. He was willing to work for free just to learn from him. Within a few years, he became such a great scientist that his discoveries started the electricity age. The best way to learn from a teacher is to stay close to them and observe every detail. How to choose the right teacher? The author says, picking the right person for teaching is crucial. Otherwise, a bad teacher can mislead you. There are 3 golden rules for choosing a teacher. First rule, the person should have reached the level you want to achieve. If you want to learn business, learn from a real businessman, not just a motivational speaker. Second rule, they should be strict but practical. Real teachers aren't there to please you, but to improve you. Third rule, choose teachers whose knowledge matches your field. Don't pick famous people blindly. Choose those with real expertise. 3 best ways to learn from a teacher. 1. Learn like a blank slate. Assume you know nothing. Whatever you learn, Accept it without judgment. 2. Take small responsibilities. Don't just follow the teacher, try to help with their work. This gives you hands-on experience and makes you valuable to them. 3. Don't ask direct questions. Research answers before asking. Don't ask the teacher about every little thing. First, do your homework and only ask questions that are hard to figure out on your own. Biggest mistakes in learning from a teacher. 1. Changing teachers too often. Learning takes time. If you keep switching teachers, you'll never progress. 2. Challenging the teacher while learning. First, fully adopt their methods, then develop your own style. 3. Only listening, but not applying. If you learn from a teacher but don't use what you learn, the whole process is wasted. Start finding your teacher today and begin learning. Follow these simple steps. 1. Make a list of the best people in your field. Read their books, watch their videos, and understand their methods. 2. Try to work with an expert. Join their team. Work with them and learn. 3. Build a habit of learning. Leave your ego behind. Choosing a teacher isn't enough. Applying what they teach is most important. By now, you've learned that having a teacher is the fastest path to mastery. But is having a teacher everything? Are technical skills alone enough for success? Or do we also need to understand people and build the right connections? The answer comes in the next chapter. Chapter 4. Understand people, develop social skills. Hard work alone doesn't make anyone successful. Understanding people is just as important. Think about it. You're developing an amazing skill. You're working day and night. You're talented and the best at what you do, yet people are ignoring you. You're not getting promoted at work. No one listens to your ideas. People don't take you seriously. Has this happened to you? If yes, it's not because of a lack of skills, but because of weak social skills. The author says, success doesn't come from talent alone. Understanding and reading people is equally important. If you can't figure out what someone is thinking, what they want, or what they're planning, you can't become number one in your field. Success depends not just on what you know, but also on how you connect with others. What is social intelligence and why does it matter? Social intelligence is the skill of understanding people's intentions, emotions, and thoughts. Imagine making a business deal with someone, but not knowing what they want. Will you succeed? If you're working hard at the office, but don't know what your boss likes, will you get promoted? If you're leading a team but they can't relate to you, can you be a leader? Social intelligence means dealing with the right people in the right way at the right time. Those who understand people rule the world. The world's most successful people used social intelligence effectively. 1. Julius Caesar, who bonded with his army emotionally. Roman Emperor Julius Caesar didn't just give orders to his soldiers. He shared their feelings, ate with them, and stood by them in battle. That's why his army stayed loyal, and he became one of history's greatest leaders. 2. Abraham Lincoln, who turned enemies into friends. After becoming president, Lincoln faced many opponents, but instead of removing them, he included them in his government. With his social skills, he turned enemies into allies and saved America from its biggest crisis. Sometimes those who oppose you can become your greatest strength. You just need to understand them. 3. Steve Jobs, who understood people's needs and made Apple the world's biggest brand. Steve Jobs wasn't a coding expert, but was great at understanding what people wanted. He saw that people didn't just want phones, but devices that fit their lifestyle. He turned Apple into an emotional brand, and people connected with it. Don't just create products. Understand people's emotions. Success will follow automatically. How to tell who's a friend and who's an enemy. Social intelligence isn't just about understanding people. It's also about knowing who supports you and who doesn't. Here are 3 signs someone is against you. 1. The person praises you too much, but their actions say something else. 2. Someone talks sweetly, but disappears when you need help. They're not your real supporter. 3. Someone focuses only on your mistakes and ignores your strengths. Such people slowly weaken your confidence. 4. Someone speaks well to your face, but talks badly behind your back. If you meet such a person, stay away from them. The author says a big part of success is knowing who to keep in your group and who to remove. How to develop social intelligence. 1. Listen more, talk less. Learn to listen carefully. Only then can you understand people's intentions. 2. Notice emotional signals. Pay attention to how people say things, not just what they say. Watch their body language, tone of voice, and expressions. 3. Don't assume everyone is your friend. Not everyone is there to help you. Learn to spot the right people. 4. Build the right network. Developing skills alone isn't enough. Surround yourself with people who can help you move forward. By now, you've learned how social intelligence can multiply your mastery and success. But can mastery be achieved through teachers and social skills alone? Can anyone become a master without creativity and innovation? Is there a way to sharpen your creative thinking? The answer comes in the next chapter. Chapter 5. Wake up your creative mind. Be innovative. Hard work alone doesn't make anyone a master. Creativity is also needed for mastery. Picture 2 people in the same field who have had similar training and know their work completely. But after 10 years, one stays just a good professional, while the other makes history. Why? Because the second person didn't just learn, they gave things a new twist. The author says, mastery comes when you learn not just to follow, but to create something new. Creativity isn't just about making new things, but seeing old things in fresh ways. Is creativity something you're born with? We often think creative people are special, or that creativity is a gift not everyone has. But were Mozart's musical talents present from birth? Did Da Vinci have magic powers to paint so beautifully? Did Einstein have a secret formula to discover the theory of relativity? No. All these people became masters of creativity because they worked on it. The author explains that creativity isn't magic, but a process anyone can learn. How the world's greatest masters made history through creativity. 1. Leonardo da Vinci, who mixed science and art. Leonardo wasn't just a painter, but also an engineer, scientist, and inventor. He studied human anatomy, understood its structure, and applied it to his paintings. His creative thinking turned the Mona Lisa from just a painting into the world's most talked about artwork. If you can combine different things, you can become a master of creativity. 2. Albert Einstein, who asked, "What if I ran at the speed of light?" Einstein's greatest discovery, the theory of relativity, started with a curious thought. What would happen if I ran at the speed of light? Big discoveries always start with big questions. 3. Steve Jobs, who turned technology into art. Steve Jobs saw that people didn't just want computers, but devices that fit their lifestyle. He combined design, user experience, and emotions with technology. Don't just think inside your field, learn from other fields too. Da Vinci combined science and art. Einstein combined imagination and physics. Ask questions about everything. Einstein's theory started with a question. What if I ran at the speed of light? Look at everything differently. This is the real secret of creativity. Let your mind experiment. Don't just stick to theory. Conduct experiments, find new ways, make mistakes, and learn from your experiences. If you learn to see everything differently, you can become a master of creativity in any field. Start becoming creative today and follow these easy steps. 1. Ask yourself 5 questions daily. Every day, think of 5 new questions about any topic that no one has asked before. 2. Explore new fields. Don't limit yourself to your industry. Learn from different areas. 3. Don't fear mistakes. Keep experimenting. Every failure brings you closer to mastery. By now, you've learned that creativity isn't just a talent, but a skill you can learn. But can mastery be achieved through creativity and social skills alone? Is having a sharp mind enough for success, or is something else needed? Is there a way to balance our instincts and logic? The answer comes in the next chapter. Chapter 6. Balance instinct and logic to achieve mastery. Is success achieved only through logic, or does gut feeling matter too? Imagine standing between 2 paths. The first path is logical, based on calculations and data. The second path is intuitive, relying on experience and gut feeling. Now the question is, which one should you choose? Is logic alone enough to become a master, or does natural intelligence also play a role? The author says, no one becomes a master through just logic or just instinct. Combining both is true mastery. Instinct shows you possibilities, and logic guides you in the right direction. What's wrong with just logical thinking? These days, everyone relies on data and calculations. Every decision is based on reasoning and facts. But if calculations alone led to success, every mathematician would be rich. If data alone were always right, every business person would succeed. Many times, the biggest innovations and successes come not just from logic, but also from gut feeling and intuition. Instinct without logic is incomplete, and logic without instinct is weak. How the world's greatest masters balanced instinct and logic. 1. Albert Einstein, who thought beyond math. Einstein's mind was deep in equations, but he said, "My greatest discoveries always came from my instinct. Calculations just proved them." The start of his theory of relativity didn't come from logical math, but from a question. What would happen if I ran at the speed of light? Big discoveries often start with instinct, and logic proves them. 2. Steve Jobs, who trusted his gut to revolutionize technology. When told that touchscreen phones wouldn't work, Steve Jobs trusted his instinct. He saw that people wanted a device that wasn't just a phone, but part of their lives. The iPhone wasn't born from data, but from a natural decision that changed the world. People who rely only on data do good work, but those who balance instinct create revolutions. 3. Bruce Lee, who combined fighting instinct and logic. Bruce Lee learned every fighting style, but realized that rules alone don't lead to mastery. He combined instinct and flexibility in his fighting style. His famous quote, "Be like water," shows that perfection comes when logic meets naturalness. Don't just follow rules, adjust them to fit yourself. How to balance instinct and logic. 1. Trust your gut, but test it too. Don't believe every feeling immediately. Check if there's logic behind it and if it can be tested. 2. Learn from data, but don't depend solely on it. Market research is necessary, but sometimes future trends can only be spotted through instinct. 3. Conduct more experiments. Instinct grows not just from reading or thinking, but from constantly trying small experiments. 4. Keep your mind open. Don't just follow logic, expand your thinking patterns. Start understanding your gut feeling today and follow these easy steps. 1. Whenever you get a gut feeling, check if there's logic behind it and if it can be tested. 2. When data or reasoning conflicts with your instinct, balance both. What the data says isn't always right, and what your instinct says isn't always wrong. 3. Learn from your experiences. The more experiments you try, the sharper your instinct becomes. 4. Give your mind space to think freely. Don't look at everything the same way. Let your mind explore. Mastery isn't a destination, but a journey. Think about it. You've found your true purpose, learned from the right teacher, developed social skills, embraced creativity, and balanced instinct with logic. Now the question is this mastery? Do you no longer need to work hard? The author says, mastery isn't a destination. It's a journey that never ends. True masters aren't those who stop after achieving success once. Real masters keep learning and improving themselves. If you stop learning after becoming a master, you'll gradually fall behind. Why do most people fail after achieving mastery? History shows many examples. Those who became masters in their field but then faded away, like Kodak, which once ruled the camera industry but failed to reinvent itself over time. The moment you think you've learned everything, your decline begins. Successful people never stop learning. They keep upgrading themselves. The author explains that true masters possess a special quality, an endless learning mindset. Always staying in the habit of learning is key to maintaining mastery. Here are the 3 golden rules for sustaining mastery. 1. Always consider yourself a student, no matter how successful you become. Assume there's still much more to learn. 2. Reinvent yourself every 5 to 10 years. The world keeps changing, and if you don't change with it, you'll fall behind. 3. Share your knowledge with others. Those who share their mastery with others never fail. When you learn to constantly reinvent yourself, your mastery will never fade. Now you have the complete system of mastery. By now, you've learned that recognizing your calling is essential. Mentorship helps you progress faster. Understanding people, social intelligence is crucial. Creativity and innovation are part of mastery. Balancing instinct and logic is necessary, and most importantly, mastery never ends. It's an art to maintain it. The decision is now in your hands. Do you want to stop after just learning? Or do you want to apply this knowledge in your life and become a true master? Knowledge only becomes power when it is applied. You now understand the full system of mastery. We'll see you there in next video. Thank you.